Welcome to That's Good for Footy.
That's good for footy. This is what you pray for. Every night and every day for you give it all, and you get more. That's good for footy. Good for footy.
Good evening and welcome. How are you all? Nice to see you. Very nice to see you. Welcome down here to the Frankston RSL. Tonight is Hawthorn night, in case you're confused. No? Yeah, you're all good with it? Yeah, good. Tonight we've got two lovable fellows. They're out the back. We were just having a quick little chin wag and I could have sat out there for ages. But that's not what we're here to do. We're out here to entertain them with you, aren't we? So let's get them out here without too much further ado. I just wanted to say welcome to That's Good for Footy. This is a live and interactive footy panel show. This is where the fans meet the players and the players meet the fans. Let's get stuck in. Let's have a bit of fun with the boys. As I said, it's Hawthorn's show. It's May the 28th, 2025. Could you please welcome to the show? He is our first panellist. He was born on the 2nd of August in 2001. He's played a total of 87 games and he's kicked a total of 37 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2021. And when he plays for the Hawthorn Football Club, he wears the number 3 on his back. Could you please welcome to the stage, Joey Newcomb.
We're a happy team at Hawthorn. We're the mighty fighting horse. We love our club and we play to win.
Well done, mate.
Riding the bumps with a grin.
That's great. Fantastic. Nice to have him along. Very nice of you to welcome him. A little bit quieter, okay? It's not the golf, it is the football, all right? So anytime you want to scream out, feel within reason, of course, especially you, Monique. Just keep it down to a dull roll, all right? Let's get our second panellist out here. He was born on the 24th of January in 1999. He's played a total of 135 games. He has kicked 47 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2018 when he plays for the Hawthorn Football Club. He went 2 numbers up from him. He wears a number 5 on his back. Could you please welcome to the stage, James Warp.
We're a happy team at Hawthorn. We're the mighty fighting horse. We love our club and we play to win. Riding the bumps with a grin.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That freaks me out. We did a show, a couple of people that were here, we did a show the other week and they went and got a big poster of a particular individual and put him down the front. And he was sitting there the whole night and he couldn't take his eyes off himself. It was fantastic. It was bloody unbelievable.
Warps will be the same.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, looks very good. Thank you for welcoming the boys to the show. Great to have you both here. Thanks for making the trek down. I know it's Bayside, so it's not, we haven't gone down to Portsea or anything, but it's nice enough to be down this way. Boys, I want to get stuck in. I want to have a little bit of fun with you, but I want to get some serious stuff out of the way. I want to talk to you a little bit about your football career, and we're going to do that in our first little segment, which is called I Know a Little Bit About You. Let's know a little bit more. All right, let's get stuck in. We'll deal with our first little question that I wanted to ask you. If you had to comment on each other's playing style, right, speak of some of each other's key attributes, what would you say about each other? I want to get the tough questions out of the way straight away.
Do you want a nice answer?
I want the answer that you want to give.
Wouldn't say we give positive feedback to one another. I do all Jai's dirty work, that's what I tell him.
Okay, all right.
Warps. He's...
Up to a flyer.
This might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Possibly. Okay.
I mean, he can be pretty tough. He's... Got a bit of speed about him under the hood that he pulls out every now and then. Bit of class in there.
Okay.
He's burnt me a few times to kick a few nice snags. It's been good to watch him go through. So,
good.
But yeah, he's a professional in terms of everything he does.
Good.
More so, a lot of off-field things. He's very dedicated to how he goes about it. So it's someone I've paid close attention to definitely since I've walked in the door.
Beautiful. I like to break the ice straight away as soon as we get stuck into the show, so we get all the formalities out of the way. So, James, please tell us what you think about Jai.
Gee, that was very nice. Thank you.
See?
Don't get used to it.
Nah, pretty similar stuff. I think we're pretty similar similar players. I think Jai's a bit more skilled than I am. He's got a beautiful right peg on him. He reckons his left is pretty good at times, but it's questionable. But he works so hard. He's actually got some really good GPS numbers that you probably don't see during the game, and his inside to out contest works really amazing.
Brilliant. I love it. Well done, boys. I just like to just get that out and he can relax and feel comfortable. I wanted to know, when you were giving away the signed kids' footies at the end of the game and you're walking towards the boundary line, you can see, what are you focused on? What are you looking for?
I normally go straight to the cheer squad area, so whatever end that is, and kind of look for the youngest and loudest kid that's screaming. So
nice.
Try and give them to the ball.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'll generally go like as far away as possible. So whatever race we come out of, I'll almost be at the opposite side of the ground. So when I first got to the club, I went to a host family,
right?
And he was very big on, the people come to the game to watch you. The people on that side of the ground, they don't. I mean, apart from maybe watching you warm up, they don't really get to see you like the people do sort of close. We sign some stuff in our warm up and things right by the race. So he's like, when I watch, I want to see you going to the other side of the ground. So
Great advice.
Yeah, from game probably 10 or 15 onwards, I got that feedback from him, and venture over there. Generally, I don't know why, but sort of trying to. Women's footy is a big thing, so a younger girl generally is, if they're cheering loud enough, get my attention and hand the ball to them.
Excellent.
But if there's someone there with a 3 on their back, then it's hard to walk past. So,
Very
bit of a
nice.
balance.
That's good. The reason I asked that question is so if there's kids and they're watching on, they're viewing this and they're going, man, that's what I want to do. I want to find out. I know what I need.
Go as far away as possible with the number 3.
Yeah,
I'll
beautiful,
Scream the
mate.
loudest.
Yeah, excellent. Tell us what it's like when you see a reaction. What is your reaction when you see a kid with your number on their back, as you just alluded to? If you see someone wearing number 3, what's that?
Yeah, it definitely puts a smile on your face to know that someone cares enough about you to want to have your number. And probably the best feeling is when it's a new number. There's no signings or anything on the jumper, so it's for you. And
Reggie Ditch.
it's a nice feeling for sure.
Very nice, James.
Yeah, those ones you normally do an extra big signature and make sure it's picture perfect. But if anyone's maybe over 30 or 25 and they have an older number 5, I think maybe Sam Mitchell, maybe me, I'm not sure. So, but yeah, it's super honouring and something I'd love to see.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Which club did you dislike the most when you were growing up? Did you have a favourite team that stood out that you hated?
I feel like we're going to say the team. I'm going to say the team that he backed for, and he's going to say who I backed for.
Okay.
So I grew up a Hawks fan, so I hated Geelong, and Warps grew up in Geelong and went for Geelong. So a lot of good battles against Geelong, obviously in my childhood growing up, and never been much of a fan.
Can I tell you, if you ever say that you hate Geelong at a Hawthorn show, mate, they'll always just rapturous applause all around the room. Yeah, well done. What about you, James?
Yeah, unfortunately I was a Geelong supporter. Grew up in Geelong, so yeah, that's it. I actually didn't really like Hawthorn very much. They were always better than But it's funny where you end up, and I'm super happy I'm at Hawthorn.
Good on you, mate. I love it. Who is the AFL club that you like to beat the most now in your current form?
Yeah, Collingwood's up there.
Oh, yeah.
Geelong would be up there. They're always massive games, so
aren't they? Yeah, and for that reason. Yeah, okay. I don't want to blow this out of proportion, okay, because I did ask the question. But when you're walking towards the boundary line and you're just about to hand over a footy, are you aware of how much of an impact that you're going to make on that person's life?
Yes and no. I think my sister was lucky enough to get a footy at the game when we were young, and I tried my best to steal it off her, but Dad made sure it stayed hers and hers to keep. So Brad Hill actually came across whatever game it was. I'm not quite sure, but my sister got a footy, and we absolutely loved that footy. That was the main toy for the next 6 months around our house, and wanted to use it heaps, but didn't want to damage it, didn't want to scuff it, anything like that. So I wanted to look after it. So. I guess I know what it feels like to receive one. I'm not really thinking about that all the time when I'm handing one out, but when you reflect sort of with questions like this, you do make a difference, so it is pretty cool.
That's awesome. Great answer, mate.
Yeah, you just see how elated they are and excited they are to see you, and after a good win, they're always extra excited, and you probably don't think about it straight away, but it's something I think when you finish you really look back on and cherish.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, it really is. When you rate your game personally, what key stats do you look at in order to consider it to be a good game from your perspective?
Oh, that's a good question. As inside mids, I think our most important role is contested footy and clearance numbers, so they're two that we hold pretty closely, and I think pressure numbers as well is pretty important for my game, and everything kind of evolves off that. But David Hale's pretty good at not looking too much into how many touches or tackles or stuff like that. He's pretty general. If you do your role, you play well, and you get rewarded.
Yeah, okay.
I reckon one of the first things my mum says to me after I see her each game is about my disposal efficiency. So
really?
if it's over, I reckon if it's over 75, then she's, you're pretty good today.
No way.
If it's below that, she'll let me know, could have been better here and there. So to mum, that's the most important.
How good's that?
Absolutely shits me, to be honest. Like I couldn't, whether we won or lost, I'm like, I don't care about that right now, mum. But thanks for letting me know. But yeah, probably clearance as a mid is always big.
What about Supercoach?
Yeah, I probably care more about my Supercoach score than I do like disposals and clearances and all that. I'm not in my own team, so it doesn't matter a hell of a lot, but still a bit of pride in it for sure.
How good's that? I like it. Thank you. There's the opposite of not being recognised, and that's being recognised by everyone, everywhere, all the time. Have you heard of instances where certain players have had to go to extreme lengths just to do what the rest of us take for granted?
Oh, jeez. No, I'm sure Bud's got some stories, but I didn't really get to play with him to hear him or know about him. Guinea's a very popular man.
Yes.
Has to do with a lot. Wizard's been famous since he was 16, so he's had some different challenges to the rest of us.
2 weeks now.
Yeah, in his young adult life. But I don't actually have any stories for that sort of thing, sorry.
Yeah, I asked the question because you think there's certain players, let's just go for the most obvious probably, Dustin Martin or Lance Buddy Franklin, who just couldn't go to the supermarket. And so you always think there's stories that you hear of and you go, really? Wait, you couldn't do that either? Yeah.
You got any?
No, I don't have any stories. You're pretty popular though, so you still do your own groceries?
I can still walk around. No one cares that much.
Still wash my own car and stuff. Yeah, cool. Tell me this, boys. Do you manifest things? Do you write down both life goals and football goals about things that you want to achieve? Are you that type of person?
Yes. Football goals, yes. Definitely at the start of sort of pre-season. Map out things for, from when we start pre-season to when we start playing games, and then sort of refine them for sort of what you're trying to achieve in a certain block of period for games. Outside of that, I'm not massive in that area of things. Don't journal or have a long list of goals of things that I would like to achieve. But I feel like deep down you always sort of know there's a few things that you want to get after and you're always chasing for. But yeah, not necessarily writing everything down.
Yeah, pretty similar. I think we do a little bit of mindfulness at the footy club. Even before games, we have a bit of a 10-minute lay down and do some visualisation just on your strengths and what the game's going to look like, which I think's pretty important in my routine. I don't think you venture into mindfulness before the games very often, but
I'm pretty peaceful.
Just some visualisation stuff, but nothing too crazy.
It's interesting because it's always been said that 90% of football's played above the shoulders, so I always think, I get quite curious about understanding that. The younger you is having a chat with the older you. How proud will the younger you be with what you've achieved thus far?
Oh, yeah, I think my younger me probably wouldn't believe it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Come for a small country town like Jai, and coming from a footy club and a school that hasn't had really any draftees or draft success in the past. So statistically, the odds were against me in some way. So to persevere and to make a name for myself and my family is something that I'm extremely proud of.
Good on you, mate. Great answer.
We seem to have very similar stories, to be honest, James.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously from Poowong, which actually isn't too far from here, to be honest. yeah, there's been, I think, one other player out of Poonong to play like VFL or in the SANFL. So, yeah, first to get to the AFL.
Unique story, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think for a younger me, I reckon at like 15 especially, would be pretty impressed. It was sort of looking very unrealistic to be at this stage, at that age, to be honest. So a few opportunities missed and things like that. A few things didn't go my way. So yeah, I think you'd be relatively proud of where I've been able to get to so far.
Yeah, nice, mate. Well said. As fans, we watch the pre-game rituals and warm-up routines in the locker room. Prior to the game, there is always a lot of handshakes, a bit of bum and back slaps, encouraging embraces. How much does all that mean to you personally?
Yeah, it's actually pretty important, I reckon, because you have such a... You're not... I wouldn't call it superstitions in a way, but you're pretty structured in your routine.
Rituals as such?
Yeah, in your routine. And yeah, it's like walking in the park, really, the pre-game stuff. It's all very structured down to the minute, all your warm-ups, your meetings, putting your jumper on, putting your boots on and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, without it, it'll be a little bit rattling, but yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to do that each week.
Yeah, good.
Warps does half the warm-up with his shirt off, so he quite likes it.
That is true, actually, yeah.
I've got a few, so when we're, just before we go out to the ground for the final time, I'll do, we have a routine downstairs and I'll always do it with Connor Nash when he's playing. So for the last month, I've been a bit lost, to be honest, so always looking for a new partner to do the routine with. And then when we do our first warm-up out on the ground, I always have a kick with Massimo.
Okay.
And he had the superstition originally that he always tries and goes to get a match ball from the umpires and then come back and we'll kick it together. So now since I reckon round 2 or 3, we've done that every week. For the first time a couple of weeks ago, I was the one that went and stole the footy off him, and he said it was like a proud sort of dad moment for him that he's got me on his side. So yeah, that's a couple of cool things that I get done before the game. Yeah.
Oh, mate, seriously, great insight. Love it. Well said. I wanted to just refer to this. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, they're all like premium viewing times. But you obviously you want to go out there and play your best, but you also want to look your best. All right. So I just want to know who or how many individuals down at the club go that little bit extra, maybe too far, maybe with a new haircut, a new headband, or even a new tattoo. What's the rules when it comes to deodorant, aftershave, and cologne?
Mass is probably a good one to talk about.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cologne.
Yeah, he sprays himself with heaps, and when he gets haircuts, sometimes he goes to on a away trip, I reckon, in Adelaide or something, and he got a haircut. He wasn't too happy with it, so he had to go to Woolies, get scissors, go back to a hotel and cut it himself. So he's very particular in what he looks like and smells like.
Okay.
I reckon Wiz has got a new tattoo every time he takes his shirt off. He's sort of adding patches here and there. He's got little stickers hidden around the body.
Wow.
Tomorrow we'll have a bit of a run around in the morning, and then there'll be a group of us that'll have breakfast together at the cafe under the club.
Nice.
And between when we finish training and when we eat brekkie, Jars will go to the hairdressers that's downstairs and he'll get a fresh haircut. So he'll be looking sharp for Friday night.
Well said, mate. Yeah. Well said. All right. There are a few perks of being an AFL footballer. What's your most favourite?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
You get a lot of free stuff.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well at the moment, to be fair.
I think it's throwing him under the bus here. This is great.
I mean, we're sponsored by Nissan at the club. And
I like how you look down there.
Yeah, I was thinking I was in my horse polo. And yeah, lucky enough to roll around in a Nissan at the moment, which didn't cost me much at all, which is great.
Good for you. Well done.
Yeah, perks. Free
haircuts. Majority of the time, it's pretty good.
Generally, if anyone's like happy for you to like just post them on or them giving you a service on your social media, you do it.
Okay.
You get something out of it, to be honest. Yeah, it depends what it is. Get plenty of free boots and runners. Pretty easy to come by, which is handy for our job.
You have a good cafe that you've been going to, getting some free sandwiches, coffee beans.
Oh yes, that is true. Actually,
I can't lie. I got a bag of coffee beans put in my locker. So
yeah,
that's brilliant.
Yeah, there's plenty of perks.
Well done. I like it. They're not changing colour up here either. I love it. Well done, boys. You've just kicked a team lifting goal. you look up on the big screen and you watch the replay, and you capture the moment of you. You're in a full-blown muscle body flex. Is there a moment when you look at that and you go, that's not bad?
Yeah, baby!
I reckon there's a photo of us standing in a centre bounce after you've kicked a goal, and I'm talking like, I'm doing this real animated, and he's still looking up at the scoreboard. I reckon I scrolled past it the other day, and it was so funny.
Yeah. Well, the best part is when you kick the goal, you have a glance and you're watching, but then the camera always goes to you. So you're looking at the big screen watching the replay, and then all of a sudden the camera's on you and you're just looking at yourself live on the big screen. It's like,
You've got to quickly look away.
Yeah, you should probably switch back on to what's happening now.
Bit of a daunting moment, mate. This might be more of a question suited to the coach. You hear things like one soldier goes down, another one steps up, and we know how much of a process it is to win a premiership. But which do you think plays the most pivotal role in achieving that success? Injury-free personnel or understanding of the game plan?
I'm going to say game plan.
Game plan?
I think, especially for our side recently, like last year, we lost Daisy roughly halfway through the year, and in terms of understanding role, compliance, game plan, things like that through the midfield, we were still able to perform really well and get ourselves into finals, compete really well in two finals, sort of without a key pillar in there. So I think, obviously injury-free is nice, but if you can have, sort of 25 to 30 guys that are, more than AFL ready and AFL capable to play, then it sort of doesn't really matter, in terms of the injuries, as long as you're all on the same page. If I know what Wolves is going to do and he knows what I'm going to do, then we're hopefully going to have a pretty good day. So I'll take game plan.
Tell us your thoughts on that, James.
I think he sums up pretty well. I think as long as you have, 30 players ready to go, which I think we do at the moment, and it's something that's hard for the coaches to pick every week, and there's boys knocking down the door at VFL. I think it's really important. So,
great position to be in.
But game plan stuff's so important, and the way you can gel and get momentum. And you saw last year how big of a part momentum plays in footy, and hopefully we can harness a bit more of that this year.
Two key words, both C's, cohesion and continuity. You throw that into your game plan, you're going to be laughing. The definition of an AFL footballer is constantly changing and evolving. You are now more of a professional athlete. You have always had to be skilled, fit and tough, both mentally and physically, but the game is now moving so fast, especially with transition football, so much so that endurance and stamina are the new KPIs. How accurate is this assessment, and how much of your training is devoted towards that?
Yeah, it's really important. I think our whole list is almost built off athletic profile and ability to cover the ground and be athletic footballers, and something me and Jai probably aren't really built for. But
speak for yourself.
Yeah, you're the one chasing me in time trials. But anyway. What was the question?
Sorry, but just to quickly interject, because as you say, maybe you're not as proficient in that field. Does that mean you have to work harder at it?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think we're at a level now that we're more than capable as well. I think both of us coming into the system, we're probably on the bottom half, and now we're right in the top half, if not in the middle. And it's hugely important. But we've got other strengths that other boys might not have as well. So
there you go.
Other boys are built to cover ground and jump high and take big marks, and some are built more for the contest and clearance work. Yeah,
well said. You're walking up the race, you're about to come onto the ground. Tell us, what are you saying to each other?
Right before the game starts?
Yeah, you're coming up the race, you're about to come up, you can see everyone's lined up, you can see the banner, maybe there's fireworks going off, whatever the situation. What are you all saying to each other? Tell us who's the most parochial. Who's got something to say?
Do you run out at the same spot every day?
Yeah, always. I'll be right at the front. Yep. I'm not very vocal on the way out. I won't really say too much unless someone's talking to me. Then I'll give a brief answer. But I like to sort of be relatively not so much serious, but just focused in what's going on. I might walk out. There's 80,000 people there. Crack a smile. And this is pretty good. But yeah, I'll always be at the front, and I'll duck under the banner every time. So I haven't touched it yet.
Yeah, right.
This is we spoke about routine earlier, but I've got like 10 superstitions, I think. So
Right.
yeah. So I went to a game. I went to a game when I was a kid, and Dad pointed out that Ruffy would run. He would like run around the cheer squad and actually not go through the banner.
Yep.
Or he did this day. So I don't know if he always did it.
Yep.
And so I saw that, and then once I got to the AFL, because you never run through a banner in junior footy unless it's a milestone or something like that. And I've never touched it. So when I'm coming out, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Get to the front and duck under.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I ask the question because people, when they're going to be watching the football Friday night, they're going to be looking for that, and they'll now know. Yeah. It's good water cooler talk, you know what Jay does when he's coming out? I love that as an answer. What's what's going inside you?
I'd be pretty close to Jai. I reckon I might be just behind him. I'm normally at the front. I normally just take it all in, and then when I get out onto the grass, kind of turn around, high five a few of the boys, and then I duck under the banner, but I go real slow because I'm a bit scared to get caught in it, because there's real thick tape at the bottom that never breaks. And then normally I try, if there's a junior mascot running out with us, I normally try and rip a bit of the banner off and pass it to them.
There you go. All right, thank you for sharing. How much of the phrase, hey, you've made a mistake, get on with it, do you apply to your normal day life? I ask that question because when you're playing footy, you haven't got time. You haven't got time to sit there and sulk about it. You've got to get on with it, right? So how has that helped you in your daily life?
My partner's actually a psychologist, so...
Oh, wow.
She's probably the opposite. She's probably, sit down, talk about your feelings, talk about this.
I haven't got time.
Maybe Jai can answer this one a bit better.
Lie down. Tell me what's been going on in your day.
Yeah.
Wow.
It does. I mean, outside, in the game, it's obviously very, very important. I don't unpack things a lot, to be honest, outside of footy too much.
Yep.
I think it's as a player, I think it's one of my strengths in sort of having a bit of a kind of goldfish-like mentality, I guess, with mistakes and things like that. You spend too much time dwelling on what's happened that you sort of fall behind the eight ball, and
for sure.
You're not at your best. So I'm not a massive dweller. I'm pretty relatively chilled operator. So I wouldn't say my stress levels get too high.
It's interesting you say that because I think everybody in the room will have that thought process before they hear from you tonight of what they thought you were. And now they're going to think differently. Same with you. They're going to be thinking, "God, poor guy, he's going to go home and lie down, honey. Tell me about your night." But the reason I ask it is because I think it's relevant to when people are watching you play football and they just go, "Mate, you know what? He just gets on with it, and just football's football." Move on very quickly.
We're pretty honest in there. Our midfield group's pretty tight. We've played a lot of footy together, and there's some direct, honest feedback, and you have to move on pretty quickly because it's pretty stern and straight.
Well said, well said. We see shots of the coach going off in the box, okay? In your opinion, what do you think frustrates him the most?
Short kicks to 50-50s.
Yeah, that's a big one. What else?
Is it just fundamentals, just the failing of a basic skill error?
Yeah.
It can, especially I can't imagine he would have been too pleased with one of my kicks on the weekend that cost us a goal. So, skill errors that lead to definite scores against are probably a bit harder to take as a coach.
Yep.
Coaches want perfection all the time, and it's not really possible, to be honest. So they're always grumpy about something. Trying to keep him as happy as possible for as long as possible. But he's pretty. I mean, you see that on the screen, but what we see in the message we get is very level-headed and to the point, and what we need in terms of then to be able to go and perform and do what he wants. So he finds the balance quite well.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's more things that we should know already, and we make mistakes. Like if we do something certain at training that we know we're doing throughout the game, and we don't do it, that's when he really gets angry. Yeah.
Okay, I understand. I wanted to ask you this. You'd be familiar if you've ever been to a rock concert and you see the lead singer, they've got fair ego. What I wanted to ask you though is how similar are lead singers and full forwards? Who's got the bigger ego in your opinion?
There's a few big egos in the forward line of us. Heaps of them. Wizard, Guinea, Joel, Mitch Lewis.
Yeah.
It's probably why we don't kick too many goals. We don't fit. Can't get our heads in the forward 50.
Exploding. See us coming though, yellows. Get out.
Yeah, that'll do. That's a good enough answer for me. There are some players that can just tear a game apart. In your opinion, out of anyone in the AFL, who would you say that is?
Current players?
Yeah.
The Bont's pretty hard to go by.
Yeah.
Because he can kick so many goals so quickly as well.
Yeah.
Such an impact forward and in the centre.
Very popular answer, that one.
Isaac Heaney had 38 and 8 shots on goal not long ago, so that's a pretty good day. Sort of think of like a small forward as well though, like Wizard a couple of weeks ago, pretty unstoppable when the ball's in his area. Someone like Toby Green seems to have a million score involvements every week, so he's always involved in whether it's him kicking goals or part of the chain where the team kicks the goal. So probably those are the ones that come to mind.
Yeah. This question, you alluded to it before with your mum, but I need to know this from both of you. You're in the rooms after the debrief, the song has been sung and you get the chance to chat with your mates and family. Tell me, are they advice givers or moment relators? What's generally the conversation?
My folks are...
I can see the pain in your face.
Maybe I'll go first then.
They're like, I can't complain because they're so invested and they love it. But like, we've just lost and it wasn't a great day. And the first thing Dad will say to me when I walk out of the team meeting is, what's Sam Spray about then? I'm like, well, I don't really want to talk about that right now. Like, can we, let's just converse about life and talk about other things. Like, it's been an average day.
Go get James's girlfriend and bring
yeah,
her in.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what I need, So, and then Mum will pop me about my disposal efficiency, and then so they're very invested in the football side of things, but they balance
That's
it well.
That's beautiful, mate.
But yeah, it's funny.
If you had to say advice giver or moment relator, what would you favour?
Dad can be both.
Both, yeah.
Mum's a moment relator. Dad'll cool. bring up moments and then tell me what I should have done. Or,
okay.
You could have done this, or why didn't you do that? So
cool.
Bit of a balance.
I get you, mate.
My mum's probably a bit opposite. I don't even know if she watches my games half the time when I talk to her. She's more worried about if I've got a cut on my leg or a cut on my face. So she's
You've got a lot of women that care about you, mate.
I know.
This is good.
It's lucky, isn't it? It's great. But mum's always super calm and never really gives me any football feedback at all.
Wow. Interesting, very interesting. Tell me about this. We'll talk a little bit serious now. Momentum, fortune and energy are all powerful external attributes. So how cool is it when all three are working in your favour?
Gee, that's a deep question. What was that? Momentum, fortune and energy. Oh, well, I think you look back at last year and we started 0-5 and then got on a roll and nearly won 2 finals and pushing for a granny. So I think it's so important and belief is another one, especially around the footy club and confidence. And like I said, last year we were full of it and we're still trying to find it a little bit this year. So fingers crossed it all comes together.
Great. See, I ask that, you give that. Beautiful, perfect, absolutely brilliant. I'll go on to the next one. In your mind, perceived pressure, scoreboard pressure, or crowd impact, which plays a more pivotal role?
Scoreboard.
Yeah, personally, I'd say scoreboard's probably the most difficult one to deal with.
Yep.
Just because it's there and you can see it.
Yeah. It's really tangible. Yeah.
Crowd, I kind of like the crowd. Like obviously you want it to be loud for you, but when it's when things happen, generally they're supporting something. And I remember start of last year, we played Dusty in his 300th game. And he kicked the first goal of the game, and like the place erupted, like it was crazy. And Warps and I just looked at each other and smiled, and like, well, that was pretty cool. as we're walking back to the middle, so you get moments like that, and it's like, well, the crowd atmosphere and stuff, you kind of thrive off it, whether it's for you or against you at times. So, perceived, I feel like is something that we sort of train to deal with and not sort of feel the effects of that. Try and put yourself under as much pressure as possible all the time, so then that sort of doesn't sneak in.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I like it. You're considered role models for your behaviour and footy acts, which is a lot for a young lad to take on. when you first come into the system, obviously. But let's talk about being a role model and an inspiration for the sacrifices and the discipline, excuse me, which is required, because that is such a special thing, because there's another thing which is called temptation, which is footy's ugly sister. So talk to me about the sacrifices that you've had to make in order to get to be where you are.
Yeah, I think it's massive, especially I was a little bit different. I got drafted when I was 18 and had to move house and move up to Melbourne. It was something I really struggled with, to be honest. You have all your friends back home, have all your 18th birthday parties, 20th, 21st, all that you pretty much miss out on and can't be doing the same things as your friends can be doing. But something I really struggled with as a young player. And the club supports you the best they can and provides you with this host family and stuff like that, so make you feel really welcome. But all that stuff is just crazy to think about, but you always put yourself in their shoes and they're probably thinking the same thing. They wish they were in your shoes. So there's always two sides of it, but it was something that took a while for me to adjust to.
That is a great answer. Jai?
Yeah, I think the connection with your friends and family, definitely, like, sort of you go through high school, and for the last 4 years of high school, you've probably got your core group of friends that you hang out with 5-6 days a week. And then I was drafted when I was 19, so a bit older. So we were all had jobs, and we're working in the same area, so you're still together, but you slowly drift apart just in terms of time spent and things like that. So you're always trying to work hard to see them on the weekends and have that connection. And now when your job takes up a lot of your weekends and they're obviously going on with their life and things like that, it's still hard to be as connected as you were when we were 16, 17, 18. So I'm very happy with the friends that I have within the four walls of the footy club. There's no doubting that I love all those guys and have great fun every day at work, but you sort of do miss the original group of quality friends that you do have. Not that we're not friends anymore, just don't see them as often. So.
But I admire that, and that's the reason behind that question, because I just think that's such a wonderful thing that you've been able to achieve what you have and to be where you are. A couple of last questions. I've got a million more I could ask you. I could sit here all night with you guys. We could go till midnight, but I can't do that. I just want to know this. How is it for you when you look at the locker and you see the players who have worn the jumper before you realise that you're just a custodian of that jumper, but this is now your chance to put your stamp on it. Have you ever had a chance to reflect on that?
We both have pretty significant numbers at footy club too, so
you do.
It's something really important. And to have Sam as a coach as well, it's extra special to see him in the flesh every day and just reminisce on how good of a footballer he actually was. And he always has passing comments about number 5 and how special it is. And it's pretty cool. And hopefully we can have our names up there one day with a few Premiership Cups and who knows how many games.
Yeah, absolutely. Jai?
I
was destined for failure in the number 3. Like, I'm never going to live up to Lee's career. Like, it's outrageous. 330 games and 900 and something goals. So, it's pretty cool, the history that the number does have. I was lucky enough. So John O'Mahony was one of the first wearers of the number 3.
Okay.
And I've met him on a few occasions. Love talking to him, and he's got a woolen jumper that he wore when he was playing, and he's had every number 3 sign it since.
Wow.
And I presume I'm going to be the last one that signs it, and that was a pretty cool moment, and to be able to connect with him has been pretty
goosebumps,
special.
Mate.
It's cool.
That is brilliant. I love that. Again, that's why I asked that question. Enough of all of that. We need to get some real serious stuff into it now. What's best, crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
Smooth. Obviously not happy.
Yeah, I don't really eat it, and I'd probably say crunchy for a bit of texture in a smoothie.
Okay, yeah, that'll do.
That's probably the only time I use it.
Yeah. Not satay chicken or anything like that either?
No, I'm not a big satay operator.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
Where do you keep tomato sauce? Is it in the fridge or the cupboard?
It's in my fridge, but I kind of wish it was in the cupboard. So.
Okay, all right.
Aren't you in control of that?
No, it's probably 3 against 1, I reckon, in my house.
Right. Wow, okay.
Mine goes in the fridge.
Okay.
Always has.
All right. What about Vegemite? The same, fridge or cupboard?
Oh, I don't even touch the stuff.
Don't touch it?
No, it's gross.
What?
You're as surprised as I am.
Cupboard.
Yeah, okay, good. Are you a pyjamas, boxer shorts or a birthday suit kind of guy when it comes to bed?
No, I just wear my undies.
Right on. Same. All right, there you go. Do you prefer the aisle or a window seat on a plane?
We're the opposite here.
Yeah.
I love the aisle, spread
Okay.
the legs.
Yep.
Yeah, I love the window. He was actually nice enough to give it to me the other week. So
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah, okay. Bit of love going on here too, I like that. Do you sit in the front or the rear of the bus?
I sit right at the back in the middle until either Ned Reeves or Lloyd Meek get on the bus and then they kick me off to the side. So they get all the leg room.
Well said.
I just follow Warps to the back and fill a seat somewhere along there.
Yeah, okay, all right. And then your last question, favourite month of the year and why?
Yeah, that's a good one actually. I can't split between December and January.
Okay,
January is my birthday and December is when all the fun stuff happens. Christmas, New Year's,
nice, very well said.
holiday type stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Birthday's in August. It's a pretty grim time of year in August, really. Weather's not great. It's battling to get out of bed every morning, that sort of stuff. So
I'm getting his girlfriend's number and I'm
Yeah,
giving it to you.
is he right, mate, or what? That's all right.
I love.
You said your favourite, not your least
yeah.
favourite.
No, summer. I'm a summer operator, so yeah, December.
Yeah, good on you, mate. All right, now I want to talk a little bit about you. Mate, talk about a busy 24 hours you've had. Tribunal last night, Kennedy Centre launch, SEN this morning, and here tonight. You haven't had time to scratch yourself. Tell me what the last 24 hours has been like for you.
Yeah, it's been a bit going on. I didn't actually have to go anywhere for the fine or anything like that. That was dealt with on Sunday. I got a phone call from someone at the club telling me what the rundown was. So.
Bit of relief there, Joe?
Yeah, well, so Warps messaged me after the game. It would have been like 9:30 on Saturday night.
Okay.
And he goes, "Are you worried?" And I'm like, "What? Worried about what? What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Well, obviously not." And then was talking about the tackle.
Yeah.
And then I went and watched it. I was like, "Gee, maybe I should be." It doesn't look great. So, from then on, I was probably slightly on edge. I need to sort of pull my head in a bit. I'm spending too much money on fines at the moment, which isn't great. It's been an expensive year to date. So the fundraiser last night was really cool. Lots of big names in the room. Lots of quality Hawthorn family people in the room as well. So to mingle with them and talk footy, talk life. I was sitting next to Matthew Belford, who races cars in the Porsche Carrera Cup, so that was sort of cool to listen in on a bit of that, and sort of see the direction of the club and have that story being told to us over the last few weeks. And I think the live donations just finished while we're here tonight, and I think we got our target. So thanks to any of you in the room if you did donate, much appreciated.
That's brilliant.
We're very much looking forward to moving out there.
That's
it's
what I
gonna be
wanted
very
to.
exciting.
I'm sorry to interject because I just did want to ask you. Tell the fans about last night's event and what the club are trying to do, and also tell us about the new facilities and when you move in.
Yeah, so last night was a fundraiser for the KCC Centre, and just to enable us to, all parts of the facility to, sort of have the best equipment possible, pretty much. Give us top end in all areas, allow it to be a place of excellence for everyone involved. I think so. It was sort of cool to be a part of. There's some, the function was on, and there was like people like us up the front going on, but then there was a live screen to the right that it had just started, and I couldn't take my eyes off the live screen and just watching all the money and donations come in. Whereas there was Dipper or Jason Dunstall and Peter Hudson sitting up the front getting interviewed, and I'm just looking at this screen, just watching it go.
Wow.
So it was
Surreal.
bizarre, but cool to see how invested people are in the Hawthorn Footy Club. We're pretty lucky.
Excited about moving down there, James?
Yeah.
And sorry to interject again, but if you could answer when the possibility is that it'll be open for you guys to get down there?
Yeah, I think by the start of next pre-season, so the end of this year, I'd say November should be in there. So super exciting. Waverley's great, but it's a bit old and mouldy, so a move's probably due. But we can't wait, and it's really close to home for us. We're only about 10 minutes away, which is even better.
Yeah, real bonus. I also wanted to ask you both, when you see on display, and you did just talk about it then, but the heritage and the history of the club, the way it has been acknowledged over the past few weeks, how significant does it feel playing for the Hawthorn Football Club?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing being obviously a Geelong supporter and not growing up as one-eyed as Jai was, and learning about all the history as soon as you come into the club and some of the past players it's unbelievable, and you feel so important at times, but also so small because you're only a small cog in the system. But hopefully we can leave a legacy for us and our families, and hopefully younger players come to the door and remember us like we remember them.
I loved the Pregame speech Sam did in the race prior to the game the other week, celebrating 150 celebrations. Also the cups and everything. How amazing was that? I get goosebumps. I was getting goosebumps watching that. You must have just felt outside of your skin.
Yeah, to be surrounded by so many big names of the club was really cool for that week. They had all the cups lined up after one of our trainings, and there was a cake for each cup. So there was 13 cakes lined up. Cake was quite nice, actually.
Polished off a bit of it.
Yeah, it was. Tried to sneak in a mouthful when Sam wasn't watching and run off. But Dipper was chopping it up and trying to force feed it to us. He was walking around potting half the group on how their mustaches are no good and never live up to his. So that was funny as well.
Wow.
And so that week we played Richmond on the Sunday afternoon, and Jordan Lewis and Josh Gibson were there. And Jordan goes to Josh, "Gee, I don't know what it feels like to play at 3 o'clock on a Sunday over. We didn't have too many of them in our career." I was like, well, yeah, fair point, well played. So, just the jovial nature of those two as well, to witness that. You aspire to have, relationships with past teammates in the future.
I'll tell you, I've been doing this show this long. I used to have those two on here in Hawthorn gear.
You'd be lucky to get a word in.
Didn't I, Alyssa? Correct? Yes, you were at it. Thank you very much. Let's talk about this week, boys. Big test this week. Friday night football under the bright lights. Massive game. Huge crowd. One would suspect first versus sixth. Pies v Hawks, two teams who can hurt you with turnover transition football. Both teams run in packs, hunt the ball carrier, putting pressure on turnover. I'm looking forward to this one. A part of the Hawthorn culture, all for one and one for all. Going to be a big test for you guys on Friday night. How much are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's a massive month for us as a football club, really. We've got tough month and some quality opposition coming up, but we're not daunted by any means, and I think we match up pretty well against Collingwood and have played well in the past against them. So, I'm very optimistic and quite excited, and I think it's been sold out for about 2 weeks. So
it's going to be a cracker.
I can't wait. Hopefully the weather holds up and it's beautiful.
It's exciting. Well, evidently on the weekend, no showers for Friday night. Suspect at this stage, but I'm no Jane Bunn, so don't quote me on that. We speak of one soldier down, and I spoke about it before, that mentality. Will Day has been a big out, and he's an integral part of you winning centre clearances, which is something you're going to need to do against the Pies, lowering your eyes and not just banging it in, hitting the targets and making it matter on the scoreboard, because we spoke about scoreboard pressure before. Mitch said you got out-muscled by the Lions last week, so no doubt there'll be a focus on not letting that happen again. Will that be true and correct?
Yeah, definitely. To be competitive in games, you've got to be strong in the contest and around the footy, and be willing to step in and put your head over it when it's your turn to go. So we're going to try and, I think, base some of our game off that on Friday night, and give it our best shot, play the way that we know we're capable of, and hopefully the result will take care of itself.
Yeah. Lastly, boys, I know we're not going to get any sense out of this, but you may get Punky back. Lewis is still 4 weeks away, And Day is obviously still out for another 10 to 12 weeks. He probably thinks he might get it back around round 19, round 20. That'd be wishful thinking, but it'd be wonderful if that was the case. It'd be very exciting going into finals to have him back, plus to have the likes of Mitch Lewis back as well, and Punky back this weekend. We don't have to talk about that. All I wanted to say is good luck for this weekend. It's going to be a crackerjack game Friday night. I'd be stoked if I was you. Well done. I hope you go well. Good luck with it all. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the boys. That was really wonderful.
That's good for fun.
All right, let's see how this goes. First question, boys. Who's your team's captain?
Caden. Sicily.
James Sicily, well done. Who wears the number 6 at your club?
Caden.
Ben.
Sicily.
James Sicily is correct. How many premierships has your club won?
Ben. 13. Oh, okay.
Ben.
13.
Say your name first, but Ben, you got it. That's right. How many members is your club?
Ben.
Caden. 78,000.
83.
Yes, well done. You got the points, Ben. Where did your team finish on the ladder at the end of the home and away season?
Caden. 7th.
Yes, well done, mate. I'm not even having to finish these questions. How many games did your team win last year at the end of the home and away season?
Caden. 14.
Yes, mate, well done. I think he nearly said Ben and then you answered it for him, but no, that was good, Caden, well done. Score-wise, 3 versus 3. Oh, good number at the club. Like that one. What year did your team last win a grand final and who did they play? Ben?
2015, West Coast.
Well done, mate. Only 1 point for that, but you got it. How many points did you win that grand final? Ben?
46.
48.
46.
Oh, Caden, you got the points. 46 it was. Bad luck, Ben. He's jumping in nice and quick too, isn't he? All right. For 2 points, boys, wait until you hear the entirety of the question and then buzz in. 2 points. Who was your club's leading goal kicker in 20... Oh, okay. Yes, mate.
Taking a risk. Jason Dunstall.
No. So you want the rest of the question because you're going to get it. Who was your club's leading goal kicker in 2024 and how many goals did they kick? For 2 points.
I'll take a risk. Chol on...
Did you say...
30. Chol on 35, 36.
Or 35, 36 or what?
I don't know.
All right. It was Marbio Chol, so you get 1 point, but he got 37. All right, so you're one off. Bad luck. So, but you get 1 point. This is now for 3 points, boys. 3 points is what you're playing for. Player, year and votes. Who was the last Hawthorn player to win a Brownlow medal?
Ben.
What year and how many votes did they poll? Ben.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes?
2018.
Yes?
I'll say
28.
28.
Wow. All 3 points, Ben. Well done. Good stuff, mate. Brilliant. What are we looking at now? 7 versus 5. All right. A few more questions to go. These are both multiple choice questions, boys. Let's see how you go here. Who has kicked the most goals in the history of the Hawthorn?
Hawthorn. Ben. Jason Dunstall.
And for a bonus point, how many?
1254.
Beautiful. 2 points he gets. Who has played the most games at the Hawthorn Football Club out of these 3 players? Shane Crawford, Luke Hodge, Sam Mitchell.
Ben.
Ben.
It's 305.
No, who's played the most?
Sam Mitchell.
Correct. And how many for a bonus point? Did you say 305?
305.
307. So you got 1 point. Well done. Sitting on 10 versus 5. It's close. Who won Hawthorn's best and fairest in 2024?
Caden, Will Day, or...
Who?
Chinu.
I'm thinking you just gave away the answer.
I think Will won the year before then. So.
Right.
Jai.
Yeah, well, I can't give it to you. Well, I can give it to you because, yeah, right. You get the point. Well done. Which Hawthorn player received the most amount of votes in the 2024 Brownlow medal count?
Chai Newcomb this time.
Whoa. Hang on, what?
Chai Newcomb, 23.
All I hear is answers, but no buzzing. Yeah, just give us the answer. Who do you think?
Chai Newcomb.
Okay, and for a bonus point, how many votes?
23.
20.
25?
No, it's not multiple choice that way. It was 24. All right, so you went 23 and 25 and you missed out in the middle, but it was Jai Newcomb, that is correct. So just 1 point there. Last question, 6 versus 11. Bad luck, mate. Which Hawthorn player received an All-Australian selection in 2024?
Caden James Sicily.
No.
Dylan Moore.
Correct. 12 versus 6. You know more. Well done, Ben. Congratulations. Brilliant stuff. Good. Well done, Kate. Hey, that was good. I really enjoyed that, mate. Although you didn't say use your buzzer much, you still screamed out the answers, and that's what's important. You get an inflatable football and a junior football, all right? That's both yours for runner-up. So well done for that. Thank you, Caden. And Ben, congratulations. You've won a $100 voucher courtesy of Hamper World, all right? There it is. All you got to do is go and see Hamper World and they'll look after you. You can go home with one of those, but you'll get it yourself. So thanks, mate. Well done. Good on you, Caden. Thank you, Ben. All right.
That's good for footy.
So I'm going to tell you how this is going to work. So you boys will keep score. It's going to be one of the players at a time. Who would like to go first between you two?
I'll go.
Great, I love it. That's wonderful when you volunteer. So that means, Benny, you're going to be keeping score first. So Trey, you can watch and see how this one works. What's going to happen, boys, I'm going to read out every player's jumper number currently at the Hawthorn Football Club. No, you can't. Well, you are helping. You're turning over the score paddle. Gee, what do you want, mate? Do you want to host the show as well? So what's going to happen is that in the 45 seconds that's going to be allotted, you've got to give me the full name of the player that's associated with that jumper. In that 45 seconds, if you don't think you know the answer, just say pass, all right? And we'll see how we go. 45 seconds on the clock. Benny, you ready to go? This is where you help, mate. Here comes your first one. Your time starts now. Number 4.
Jarman Impey.
Correct. Number 23.
Josh Weddle.
Correct. Number 33.
Jack Inman.
Correct. Number 2.
Mitch Lewis.
Correct. Number 29.
Josh Wrong.
Correct. Number 31.
Connor McDonald.
Correct. Number 35.
Carl Shadir.
Correct. Number 5.
James Worpel.
Correct. Number 28.
Cam McKenzie.
Correct. Number 8.
Sam Frost.
Correct. Number 9.
Chanquoth Jath.
Correct. Number 17.
Lloyd Meek.
Correct. Number 10.
Carl Amon.
Correct. Number 13.
Dylan Moore.
Correct. Number 37.
Tom Barras.
Correct. Number 14.
Jack Scrimshaw.
Correct. Number 20.
That is Finn McGuinness now.
Correct. Number 22.
Luke Bruce.
Correct. Number 15.
Blake Hardwick.
Correct. Number 1.
Harry Morrison.
Wow! Jesus, mate.
No players there.
18.
Have you given me all
Hey,
the 40s, have
that's like one of the highest scores we've had this year. That's brilliant. Did you just go around the locker room in your mind then?
I'm pretty good with
Yep.
player numbers, even elsewhere. I'm not too bad. Don't mind.
That was brilliant. 18. That's a huge score. Anyway, that's the end of that segment. So thanks. No. It's going to be your turn now, Trey. James, you're going to be up. 45 seconds on the clock. I don't even think I've got that many near you now. What's going to happen here is I'm going to mix them up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Good.
So you'll get a good chat. Are you ready to go, mate? You excited? Yep. Okay, here we go then.
Give me a few extras.
Your time starts with your first one now. Number 6.
Sicily. James
Full
Sicily.
name. Yep. Number 24.
Josh Battle.
Correct. Number 16.
Massimo D'Ambrosio.
Correct. Number 11.
Connor Nash.
Correct. Number 27.
Will McCabe.
Correct. Number 3.
John Newcomb.
Correct. Number 25.
Josh Ward.
Correct. Number 18.
Mabiel Joel.
Correct. Number 7.
Ned Reeves.
Correct. Number 34.
34. Watson. Nick Watson.
Nick Watson. Correct. Number 12.
Will Dad.
Correct. Number 19.
Jack Hudson.
Correct. Number 10.
Carl Amon.
Number 8.
Sam Frost.
Yes. Number 13.
Dylan Moore.
Number 37.
Tom Barras.
Correct. Number 4.
Jarman Impey.
There you go.
Oh!
17.
Slow too. I could have smashed that.
Hey, you guys, that was simply brilliant. Yeah, it was really good. I have not seen that with 2 players getting a score that is that high. That's great. Are you happy, Benny? Yeah.
Sound it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Benny, congratulations because you won. Trey, that was so close, mate. You get to take home an inflatable football and kids' football, which is good because you're a kid, so that's going to work out well. All right, so they're both yours. There you go. So thank you. Well done. You can just put your score paddle down. That's okay. You can leave it there anyway. Benny, congratulations to you, mate. Because of the heroics that were just done by John Newcomb, you've actually also won a $100 voucher to go to Hamper World and pick yourself up one of those. All right? So that's yours. Well done. Good on you, Benny. Thanks, Trey. Good on you, boys. A lot of excitement there. You could see it was palpable, wasn't it? But if you'd like to know about coming along to any of the shows in the future, all you've got to do is get onto that'sgoodforfooty.com.au/tickets. That's where you purchase your tickets. But you'll also find out through the Facebook page. All right, so go on to That's Good for Footy. A lot of people will sit here and they go, oh, wow, that was great. Where do I get my photos? You only get them off the Facebook page. So if you don't go on and like the Facebook page, you won't get your photo. All right, that's where it'll be. I just need to let you know very quickly, our next show is on June the 4th, okay? We're heading to the Italian Sports Club in Werribee for a Collingwood show. Yeah. Hey, good girl. I was going to say, well done. That's perfect. Well done. I like that response. Do you want to know who's on it? Or you don't care? It's just Collingwood. Yeah, good girl. It's Bo McCreary and Will Hoskin-Elliott. She goes, who are they? All right. Then on June the 11th, we're heading to the Mulgrave Country Club in Wheelers Hill. We're doing an Essendon night with Nate Caddy and Isaac Kako. All right. So if you do have other friends that you know barrack for other clubs, like in the instance of Collingwood or Essendon, let them know. They might want to come along to it. And remember, when you're purchasing your tickets, you can only do so through the That's Good Footy website. What I wanted to do now, very quickly, hey, Tay, could you sit your bum down? That'd be wonderful. Good on you, Trey. What I wanted to do is just say, thanks, Sam, and thanks, Sandy. Could you please put your hands together for them? Thank you. Very nice of you. And while you're feeling that way, can you please put your hands together for John Newcomb and James Warple from the Hawthorn Football Club? That's the kind of response we wanted. I just wanted to say thanks to both of you for being available this evening. Thanks for making your way down the, beachside. Great to have you here. Great ambassadors for Hawthorn Football Club, I'm sure you'll agree. Did you enjoy the conversation with them? Yeah. Great insight, aren't they? Wonderful lads. Boys, did you have a good time?
Certainly did. Thank you all for coming. Much appreciated.
And
See you
James,
next time.
last word to you.
Loved it. Thank you very much.
Good, mate. Well done. They look wonderful in there. That's Good for Footy tops, don't they? Yeah, I think so too. Thanks, boys. Really appreciate your time. All I wanted to do now is say to you, if you have enjoyed yourself, go and tell others. If you haven't, don't tell anyone, because no one likes a whinger. And the last thing I wanted to say is my name's Damien. This has been the That's Good Footy panel show. We'll hope to see you again real soon. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Cheers, guys.
You pray for. Every night and every day for. You give it all, and you give more. That's good for footy. Oh, you give more. That's good for footy. That's good for footy.